All right, guys, welcome once again to another episode of Design Dialogues, episode 4. And we are still on Voices from the Creative Frontier. Today, we are with Onome Amali, and she'll be sharing her experience as a content designer and we'll be learning from her journey. So, yeah, over to you, Onome. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Amali. Everybody calls me. Currently I'm in graphic design for on the side. I'm also a content writer, a UX writer, and a content designer. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. We're happy to also have you. And yeah, your introduction was quite short and straight to the point. So yeah, I think we can just dive like into the questions that we have for today. And the first question is, what does design mean to you?
Okay, this question is very interesting because one thing about design is that it's not a straight line. It's very, very versatile. So as a content designer, design to me is basically the act of storytelling, the act of connecting those images in a way that they kind of resonate with you. So whenever I think of content, whenever I think of design, I'm thinking of how best to tell the story, how best to express something visually to an audience. So that's like the basic definition of design for me.
Thank you very much. That was straight to the point. So, from your perspective, it's about ensuring that users get like the right feel, the right voice, the right tone of the message, and then they can actually like take action based on what we are saying, and we're not confusing them. Thank you very much. So, the next question says that how long have you been designing, and how has the journey been for you? Like the word of content design. How long have you been in this journey, and how has it been like for you so far?
Okay. I would say the first time I actually tried my hands on content design because first off I started as a content writer, so I was just writing online. So, but then one of my clients told me one day that he has this mobile app that he wants to launch, and then he said it's for a pet store, and then he wanted me to kind of do the whole UX for it, and that was like my first hands-on experience with content design, and this was about 2 years ago. So if going by that, I can say I've been doing business for 2 years, but I started being more focused on it last year. So take a year it's my professional experience and go back to years just to have some experience.
Okay, yeah, and the follow-up question is, how has the journey like been so far?
I'll definitely say it's not easy, but it's really enjoyable having to work in a team of designers. Like I love the whole interconnected, like the way it's interconnected with other things as well. I love the way it expresses or it exposes you to new perspectives. It makes you do the research and kind of just get to like the nitty-gritty of everything that has to do with design. So it's something that I enjoy.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And as a follow up to that, from most people who are maybe looking to start, are there any like maybe any backgrounds that they should already have? Assuming someone wants to venture into like content design or let's say UX writing, do we need to know something like prior, or can we just go like all in? Is there any maybe in your own journey? How did you like maybe stumble into it? I know you said you had like content creation background, but I'm saying that someone, for instance, someone who's maybe a designer, how and maybe like, by design I mean someone that is like pushing pixels and stuff like that. So are there things that they need to know before venturing into content design, or anybody can just be a content designer? So what would you like? How would you address what people are looking to like start out?
Okay, first I would say if you're a pixel designer, maybe you should stop using Lorem Iscom and start to actually put words on the design.
Uh,
So that is actually like the first, like that's my first advice for anybody that wants to go for me. Just say never know because first thing is Lorem Iscom just make things but when you start to think about who is reading this and what does this person want to see, unless you can put words in it. And yes, anybody can actually venture into the realm of content design. You just have to have a love for for expressing emotions or expressing, or fulfilling a need basically. So let's say if you have an interest in graphic design and then maybe you saw a post on LinkedIn or a random design, you're like, this person did not write this thing the way I do. It can, nudge your interest in that way. So for me, I started off as being like a normal writer to the opportunity to present yourself. But if you want to be intentional about it, you can just look at the problem that you see and then you strive to solve it. So it can actually be very helpful.
all right, all right, all right. Thank you. I think moving forward, I would like to ask, are there times when you have seen like the impact of your work, like in the end user? Like, are there times maybe when you have had to maybe do some testing and then you interacted with users and you could see like the impact of your work, like right in their phones? Are there times when you've had maybe any experiences that it was you that maybe saved the day, or was the content that actually saved you? Are there times like that in your entire like experience or journey? And would you like to share?
Okay. For someone that I can make reference to was a website that I did the whole UX writing for the homepage. So for cases like that, I'm creating a product for a personnel. Like I don't know the person, like the end user, because it's on the web. You can't say, okay, this is the person. So I can't say exactly that. Oh, this was what this person said. But it feels good when you see your work is being actively used by like millions of people. And then you can see that okay, there's traffic on the site, people are actually engaging with it. So for me, seeing people engage with something that I've created actually makes me feel that.
Oh, that's very nice. I think that, as you said, when there is like very high engagement like rates, it means that something is being done well, and people would obviously relate with emotions that they can relate with. So when they see like the content and then it appeals to their emotion, most importantly, it helps them to like stay like retained on the particular site. So yeah, over to the next question, and it says that what's your design process like?
Okay. For me now, it works in different ways. It could either be a design is put in front of me and I have to put words in it, or it could be a situation where like I'm brought on board alongside the designer. So those are two different scenarios. So for the first one where there is already a design, maybe like from maybe the front end developer or the graphic designer, and they're like, okay, put words on it that is going to actually convert the customers, or put words on it that sells our story. The first thing I want to do is look at the brand itself. Like, what do they offer? What's their mission and vision? What's their brand voice? What's their brand name? Who are they looking to satisfy as a customer? When you know who the design, who the content is for, like the end user, and then you picture yourself in that person's space, yourself in that position, you're able to tailor your product into that person's needs. So my first step is usually to just do a lot of research on what the company has to offer, what the brand has to offer, what they're trying to sell, what they're trying to achieve. Like for example, if it's for like maybe a health app that is catering to geriatric, that's older people that maybe they want to manage their health on the app or something. You have to think, okay, people like this, they probably have caretakers that take care of them, especially older people. So you want to make sure that the caretaker knows exactly what to do. Or maybe they're educated and they can teach them. There's no that the language is simple enough for them to understand. So when you put this or that, it kind of guides you the first next step, guys. And then from there, you just start putting words on paper. Because for my own process, I like to just write it down first. Just write it down first and come back to it and look at it. Then you come back to it and look at it again, like over maybe 6 times, 7 times. And then you keep editing, keep editing, keep editing. Then the content starts to tell you like, what you're trying to pass will start to show in the entire process. And that's how it works for me.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I think from what you have just said, I would also like to ask. You said that your process is kind of iterative, so you're always like you're trying to check it many times see if it works. So how do you know when you get to like the perfect like content? Is there a time or there's like aha moment and then you know okay this is what you're looking for, or how do you get to the perfect solution or the perfect content?
For me, I usually have more than one. So in a situation where I'm writing a headline, there's usually three headlines there, and then you present one, like present it, and they say, this one works, or it's lacking something. You go back and you present the second one. So it's kind of meets the perfect, like it hits the spot when people that you have presented to as a demo, like okay, this kind of sells to me, or you have people review it for you. So it cannot be just my perspective thinking that oh this thing is perfect. I also have to take the opinion of other people. And that's how it works.
All right, thank you. I think it works on all forms of design where you have to get like feedback from the
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders, and you cannot just make decision like isolated. Like they have to be carried along. So when you get their feedback, when they give you their own feedbacks, you can always improve upon. And the process is a cycle and
Exactly.
it's almost unending. So as a follow up, it says that Which of design process like do you like the most? So you've said a lot of things. Is it what do you like the most about your process? Like which of the process excites you the most?
I would say the research part is what is most exciting because it's the first step and it's also the one that doesn't have a lot of work personally. Because you're just looking at the data from what other people have done. But when you're done with that, you actually have to sit down and start working on it. So I like the first.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much. And okay, over to the next question. There's this thing, of course, I've worked at some agency at maybe some time before, and the time when we had a content writer, there was all this back and forth as to which should come first. Is it design or content? So a designer will say that okay, they cannot design, they cannot see the content. Like if they don't see the copy for particular maybe flyer or website or application, they don't see the content, they cannot design. And then the content person will say that oh, if they don't see design, they can't write content. So how do you like when you typically design? Do you need to see, for instance, the visual before you can craft an engaging content, or how does it work for you?
I think it can work in that way. Everybody has their process, so you need to see the design itself to start writing content. So people can write content with the visual and visual and every other research, and then the designer can just put it in. So I personally don't have any bias when it comes to that. That oh, I need to see the design or oh, I need to see the content itself. Especially as a person that is more tailored towards the the written part of the game. What with somebody that also has like design knowledge of how to mix for what should actually take priority on the page if it's together like sizes and all. Then that person wants to see the background first. Now, okay, let me see what the design is like. But if somebody that doesn't have a working knowledge of like all the other instances of the design, the person can actually get the content. The person can also be involved in the process of design. That, okay, this one is one that should be focused on this takes time and this some people and that kind of thing. So I think it works both, but it also depends on your skill set as well.
Okay, so they're saying that for you, it doesn't mean whether or not you have the design yet. You can proceed with the content, and then also even when design is
Yes.
available, you can still like do the content too. All
Yes.
right. Okay. Thank you very much for your submission. Okay. Over to the next question. It says that what else do you do apart from design?
Okay. I'm a writer, so that's I write on health, lifestyle, and basically everything except academic research because that's not my expertise. I'm also a volunteer. I work in operations and sales, so a lot of pitching to brands and having conversions and conversations.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, it looks like you're always making money all the time because you're always busy. Are there not fun things when you have creative blocks, for instance? What do you do? Like, or don't you have blocks when you work?
Oh, definitely I do, and I think one of my major things to actually do is never take breaks. So, especially when there's a lot of work, taking an hour or two to just distress and relax actually really helps. Another thing like I like to do, I watch a lot of Netflix while I'm working, so I can be like 6 hours, but once I'm like watching this and then the episode after episode, I'm having it's not as boring as it could be or it's not as tedious. Another thing I always do is like I make sure that I'm not talking, make sure that I'm well prepared and it kind of puts you pressure to be.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So another question that we also have here is what tools do you typically use like when you are working? What tools would you typically use?
Okay, I think one tool that everybody should use is the Google package. So you have the Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, every other thing you do. Then you can also have what's it called? Figma. Yes, definitely you should have Figma. You can also have access to tools like translating tools, research tools also like Google Scholar and the rest to help you do your market research. I also use the one for I can't remember like the hub or something. So I also use it to do a lot of research as well.
Okay, you didn't mention any chat GPT. Is it that it's like forbidden for you guys or this a chat GPT or it's not a tool that helps you in your process?
Um, from my background, I think when I started writing in 2021, there was no ChatGPT at that point. So I'm not depending on it. and there are a lot of people that actually for people that write and use content that frown on AI practices. So I don't believe in using it as or being dependent on it basically. It should just be something that let's say you don't want to actually do any form of maybe research on or how the format should be or something that actually check it. But it's not something that I advise people to do because you actually speak with your creative
Wow. Wow.
when you have like a content that is from chat and then you have to work around it. Like it makes you restricted. When you've actually
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. I think over to the last
Yes, I can
question.
hear you. Can
All
you
right,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear. I think that was network issue. Over to the last question. It says that what's the one thing you've always wanted to tell a designer? So, assuming you had maybe like a mic and a speaker, and you could speak to all designers in the world in Nigeria. What's the one thing, or what are the things that you would like to say to them?
Stop putting the this phone. I don't know. That's the only thing that comes to mind because whenever I see Lorem, it makes me laugh. Like Lorem is fun. That's the only advice I have. And also, I put it with other content designers. I don't carry pixels. I don't mix yellow and red. But I also call myself a designer. So when it comes to collaboration, I want everybody to be more open to the idea of people having bringing in ideas into the hot space, challenges, a lot of things. Because every single person is important to make it the overall content good. So like I want more collaboration between the designers and writers and the developers. Everybody needs to actually collaborate.
Wow, wow. Thank you very, very much. I think collaboration cannot be overemphasized, especially when you're working like multifunctional teams. One person cannot do the work. If the design is good and the content is bad, it will still be bad. The experience will be bad at the end of the day. So even if design is good, development is good, if content is bad or any other part is bad, it will still like impact the overall like user experience. So yes, we are hoping that every designer that listens to this will learn to be more collaborative and look at the experience as a wholesome like thing, not just your design constitutes the experience. No, everything constitutes the experience. So as we part of, can you tell us where are you active on? Like what social media platforms do you use? And like what's like your name, like in case people want to learn from your journey or maybe send you a message or something like that. What platforms are you active on?
Okay, I'm pretty active on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. My Twitter is mostly where I do a lot of personal rants about the working space, the writing and everything. So I also have a personal newsletter, but I don't share it out for if people do ask me, oh, what do you want to make a newsletter? Or mostly Twitter and Instagram, and then WhatsApp for like personal information.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us in this episode. And yeah, we look forward to like seeing you. You've shared a lot of like insight that can really help like people, especially people working in multifunctional teams, on how to collaborate, on how to see content design as a whole, and the impact it has on the overall like user experience. Thank you so much for your time, and yes, we'll see you when we see you the next time. Thank you so much. We are really really grateful that you came and you honored our invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.